Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast. We eat sandwiches and play games. Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast. A podcast for everyone's day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Taste of Dragons, the Toddcast, the video game podcast that all you ice cream truck drivers listen to. And this week, it's our second to last week of the bonus episodes, everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Countdown.
Yeah.
It's so close.
I enjoy that we're not calling it the summer bonus episodes anymore.
No, just bonus episodes.
We can't get away with that anymore.
It's
can
September.
Yeah, we got our backpacks picked out and our new lunch boxes. We've sharpened all of our number 2 pencils. We're ready to do some research, y'all.
Back to school bonus
Yeah.
I
episodes.
got the box with 12 crayons because the box
sweet.
with like 48 crayons is too expensive. So we just went with the 12 crayons, and I'm just gonna have to, mix, a little bit of red and yellow to make some orange. I got this down. I'm
Do
ready.
you have one of those that has like the crayon sharpener in the back? It's clutch.
No.
Oh,
once the
sorry.
tip on this crayon is gone, it's over.
So the first 2 seconds.
If it's not already broken when you open the box.
Or
Oh,
if you
man,
don't break
yeah.
it in the first 2 seconds, you're not coloring, right?
No.
All right.
You don't
They
mean
always,
it.
they
You don't
always
mean it.
snap. They always snap because you're just like, all right, I really want to color this really well, and then you're trying to be delicate, and then there's just that one section where it's like, okay, this has to all be brown, and then as soon as you start going for it, snap.
It's done.
Oh,
You try to use the nub.
No,
Never
it
quite.
doesn't
The edge
work.
of the nub.
yeah. Try to hold it, you get the cramps in your hand, and you're like, oh man, I gotta shake it out.
Gotta tear off the paper from the crayon, but you don't want to tear off too much of it or else you don't know what the color is. But speaking of crayons.
Speaking of them, as always, my name is Brian.
My name is Troy.
Amanda.
I'm Hassel.
And I'm Joe.
Yeah, because you always write your name down in crayons on
Yep.
the first day.
We've always been affectionately known as the crayons of the podcast.
Yeah,
industry.
we like
Obviously,
crayons.
yes.
Some
Right.
It's a different color.
Yeah.
Some of us are
Exactly.
pointier than others. I don't know.
Sure thing. And
Some of us
together-
already broken.
And together we make a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
Some of us have been stuck underneath the car seat for
Some
just
of us are
years.
melted.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But my question this week is very short and sweet, literally.
Like a crayon that's been used.
And
Well, I mean-
dipped in honey.
Yeah, dipped in honey. There you go. Yeah, there's the sweetness.
No, it's like the scented crayons that are not for
Oh,
eating.
yeah. The ones. Oh, man, that
They're
orange.
not
They're
always
begging.
got me.
for-
They're begging for it,
eating.
though.
That grape? Are you kidding me?
Listen, they're begging for it because they're made to be non-toxic, which means
Yeah.
they can be eaten
Yeah.
because they know people
they,
will eat them.
Yep,
They
yep,
don't
yep, yep.
taste like they smell.
They
and
don't.
that's-
No.
It betrays
Unless
you.
you eat the licorice one. Am I right? Am I right? Ha, 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 ha. No, licorice is delicious, but...
It is
you know.
delicious.
Not the kind of
Not in
licorice you
crayon
eat.
form, though. Not for me. That's not for me. But my question for you guys this week is, what's your go-to ice cream?
Good question, Brian.
Thank you.
Oh, Brian, I thought you said it was short.
It is.
Yeah, no, because I have a long answer. So when I was
Well,
a
no,
kid,
the question is short. Your answers can be any length they want to be.
The answers are
The
sweet.
question is short and
Yeah.
sweet.
yeah, no, I got this down because I'm asked this question very often in my life for some
Yes.
reason. I don't know why. I answered this about a month ago.
It's because you're a clown.
Oh,
The two are definitely
that is my job.
correlated.
And people
Yeah.
do want to know that.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was strawberry.
Okay.
Because whenever school would come around, they have like someone's birthday party or some type of event, they would have cake and ice cream. And then all the basic kids would go and get their chocolate and they would get their vanilla. But what was left? Strawberry.
It's true.
And so who got the most amount of ice cream? This guy for getting strawberry because nobody else would get it. So I got big old heaps of strawberry. Still love it to this day.
Nice.
But
Okay.
I have today it is mint chocolate chip, mainly because I have a good memory of trying it for the first time. I was in Canada's Wonderland, which is a Paramount theme park in Ontario.
Okay.
And my cousin introduced me to mint chocolate chip ice cream. And I might have been like, I don't know, 12. I was still on my strawberry high horse. And I was like, what's this green and like brown speckled thing? Gross. And then I tried it and I was like, oh, dang, you somehow made ice cream cooler. I can F with this. And I did. And I still do. So that's where I go now.
When it came to your strawberry days, though,
Oh, yeah.
were you a fan of the strawberry pieces in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little prize, but I understand why not. You know, people who don't like that, that's fine. It's just like pulp. Some people are into it.
Or
Some
it's
people
like,
aren't.
or it's like the crunchy peanut butter versus non, like your smooth peanut butter. Yeah,
Yeah, I do like a little bit of them chunks of strawberry in there.
I like it.
For any of the fruit-based ice creams. Give me a little extra. that's my answer.
I like it.
Can't wait till next month when I'm asked it again.
Right?
Yep. Okay, you guys cannot make fun of me or call me old.
Oh
Okay.
man, Hassel's so old
It's
for
gonna-
this ice cream that he
It's-
likes.
Butterscotch?
it's going to be butter pecan.
It's butter pecan.
Yeah.
I cannot. No, I am not 84 years old. It's butter pecan.
Hey, listen.
It's
good.
It's been
good.
butter pecan for like. It's been butter pecan for like 10 years.
There's nothing wrong with butter. Okay, I like butter pecan if there's no actual pecans in it. I like a nice
So-
smooth.
So you don't like
what's
butter
the,
pecan?
what's the point? What's the point then?
Okay, I
do you like,
did.
Do you like butter? Is that it? You
Yes,
just like
that's,
butter?
that's actually it.
But you don't like pecans.
No, I love the taste
Brian,
of
are
pecans.
you just putting sticks of butter in the freezer?
Yes, I
Or
am
is that-
actually.
okay.
Yes,
Classic
Yes, I
Brian
am.
with his butter on a stick. With his frozen butter on a stick.
I did have it in one place in Georgia. They handmade all of their own ice cream. And this is when we were coming back from AWA one of these years. And we stopped off at this. It had like a corn maze, but it wasn't open yet. It was like one more week till it was open. So when we were there, we're like, all right, fine, whatever. But inside, they had a butter pecan ice cream. And it was all like mixed. Like it was like slivers at most. Like it was like completely crushed into this ice cream. Man, that was so good. Man, that was so good. But I can't do actual chunks of nuts in there because I just don't like chewing that much when it comes to my ice cream at all.
Honorable mention goes to Cherry Garcia.
Ooh,
Love
that's
me
that Ben and
cherry and
Jerry's,
chocolate.
right?
That's good.
Cherry and chocolate is yeah.
I'm not a guy who likes to mix his fruit with his chocolate, and I'm kind of sad that I'm not. Like they have sometimes that orange chocolate mix.
Uh-huh.
You'd rather mix mint and chocolate?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
an herb
yeah,
and chocolate?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Okay. We're not
Except-
going to besmirch mint chocolate chip ice cream here. Okay. That too is my favorite.
See, Joe gets it.
I am a very big fan of the mint chocolate chip. However, I'm a fan of my favorite kind of mint chocolate chip is the vanilla ice cream with the mint chip on the inside of it.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
hell yeah.
so good. So I will not hear the besmirching of any mint chocolate chip.
And for what
I'm
it's
just
worth,
saying, you can just have ice cream after you brush your teeth, and it'll taste the same.
yeah, but you know what you wouldn't have after you brush your teeth? Oranges, and that's why oranges shouldn't go with chocolate. This logic checks out. Don't think about it.
It does. Ironclad proof. That's
Ironclad.
Thank you.
ironclad.
For the record, fresh fruit like dipped in chocolate, excellent. I'm down with that. But for some reason, like if I have like a Hershey's bar that's like, hey, it's I don't know.
Oh,
some
it's the
fruit
orange flavoring? Yeah.
I can't. Well, I also wouldn't dip like an orange in a chocolate fountain.
True.
I don't think I would. I would try it, but I
would do
wouldn't do
that.
that. I would try it.
It'd be
Yeah.
delicious.
But
I
just-
have
just
this
so you know.
want to try all of the different flavored chocolate bars whenever they make a new one, but I don't like any of them. Like it's like it has to be like we tried so many Kit Kats when we were in Japan that were just like random flavors of things in chocolate. And I don't know why I had this need to try them, but I don't like them.
Fun fact: I haven't met a Kit Kat I haven't liked.
Really?
And I've had a lot of flavors, and I'm like the opposite of you right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of things we don't
I'm
like,
concerned.
I don't like ice cream.
I don't blame you.
So
Stop the podcast.
Do you have like a go-to popsicle then, or something like
no,
cold
we used
or cold
to get,
treats?
like, sorbet when I
Okay,
was a kid.
sorbet.
You go to the ice cream
Yeah.
shop and I
That's
would
good
get like.
stuff.
There's always like 2 orphaned sorbets.
Yes, there
at the
are.
end of a long line of ice cream. It's usually lemon or raspberry. But what is delicious is you get like raspberry sorbet and then you have them put gummy bears in it because they just turn into little like sour rocks. They go really hard. And I still to this day really like frozen gummy bears. So
That's pretty great.
if in my opinion, ice cream just gets in the way of all of the things that are in ice cream. It's like cookie dough ice cream was like cool, but like let's just get rid of the ice cream and eat the cookie dough. Like mint chocolate chip ice cream was like cool. I just want some mint chocolate chips. why you mix in dairy in this really delicious treat here? So, that's my hot
Yeah,
take.
just give me some
cold take.
pecans and put some butter on it.
Yeah. I
Get
think
Brian's frozen stick of butter.
Done.
Put some
Frozen stick of
pecans
butter.
on there.
is butter pecan butterscotch pecan? Is that like where the
Yeah.
butter comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to put some scotch and some pecans together, I'm down.
Man is just gonna sit there with like 2 glasses. One is full of like bourbon or scotch, and the other one's just full of like nuts. And she's gonna have a sip and then just pop a nut in her mouth.
We have both of these in the house. I cannot guarantee that this will not happen.
All right, I gotta know before we move on, and no judgment.
Yes.
Troy, pecan. Amanda.
Oh, now that you said it, I don't know. I think I say pecan.
Okay.
Pecan. No, I say pecans.
Your pecans. I'm pecan.
Pecans.
Brian.
It depends on the context.
Ice cream.
It's butter pecan.
Okay.
But if I'm talking about just pecans, it's pecans.
Whoa.
Nope. I can't.
Remarkable.
It's pecan all the time.
I can't. It's just butter pecan, but then it's always pecans.
Oh, what an interesting mind.
I agree.
What an interesting fight is going on in there.
Joe?
Always pecan.
Always pecan.
Doesn't matter what we're talking about.
Wow.
That's why I was actually paying attention while we were talking before. And I'm like, wow, everyone's saying pecan. Am I saying it wrong? Have I been saying it wrong this whole time? And I'm like,
They're probably both right.
I think they're both right.
Usually-
It probably just
usually
depends on
that's-
wherever you're from.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're all from the same place, though. Aren't we?
I'm not.
Oh, that's true. You're from up north.
And I'm from my grandmother used to always say pecans because she's from Georgia. And so she says it with a heavy southern
Got that
She
accent.
has
Drawl.
an amazing accent.
Yeah, so like I'm still not saying it correctly. But that's the way. Like that's why I say it 2 different ways. Because I learned butter pecan, but then pecans. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
English is my second language. I have no idea where I got that from.
I don't think there's a right way, right?
I think they're both right.
Just
I don't
dialogue.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our 6 listeners are going to go hard over this issue on Discord this week.
We just blew up our Discord.
You did.
Obliterated it.
You
It's
did.
a bloodbath out there now.
And then for me, it's always mint chocolate chip as well.
Oh,
I'm
man.
a mint chocolate chip guy.
3 for mint chocolate chip. I didn't know that about you two.
Yeah.
How is
That's
this
weird.
possible?
Although I'm trying to be better about being lactose intolerant. So I'm trying.
Are you
so now
lactose intolerant?
Yeah. So now they have like the Oatly ice cream. They have
Yeah.
ones that are made of almond milk.
Oatly ice cream is amazing.
Oatly ice cream is
milk
actually-
made ice cream is awesome.
It actually tastes. It's pretty much the same. I
I
can't
mean, I
tell
don't
the
eat a lot of
difference.
ice cream. I have Brian next to me usually, so. But
Yeah.
my teeth are too sensitive, so like I lick
Yeah.
a few licks of ice cream,
Cold.
and I'm like, and I'm done now. It's amazing. Here, Brian. Now
Yeah.
you have 2.
Gosh. Brian, you got to watch out with that butter on a stick with that lactose, bud.
Nah,
You
it's
gotta-
worth it.
You got to come back.
It's worth it.
Put the butter stick down.
I can't.
No, don't.
They come in a pack of 4.
They do.
They do. I mean, listen.
What?
I measure by ounces. All right.
Save some for
Tablespoons. You mean you measure by tablespoons?
No, ounces.
Okay. All right.
I
Enough
understood you,
about
Joe.
Put
I
butter?
understood. Yep,
Yeah, I understood. I understood.
enough of these butter sickles.
You are right.
So, butter pecan is the old people ice cream. Is tapioca pudding in there too? Like that's the old people like go to snack, because I will destroy some tapioca pudding.
No,
Every
I think
once in a while.
tapioca pudding is right up there with like rice pudding and right up there. Like it's actually like everybody likes that essentially, or most people like that. I can't say
I still
everybody.
go with old people with that.
Really? See, I
Yeah.
would thought like pistachio ice cream. You know, something with pistachios in it is like butterscotch.
If you
like
see, if you
buttercream.
go to if a movie depicts old people in a stereotypical light, they are usually eating butter pecan ice cream or tapioca or rice pudding or bread pudding sometimes.
Oh, bread
Bread
pudding's
pudding.
delicious.
Yeah.
But
You
that's
stuff
where
off
they.
the bread
I'm
pudding,
just. I'm
Brian.
not saying it's
What
wrong.
words over bread pudding.
I'm just saying that's what they usually go to stereotypically wise.
Now I want some bread pudding.
What we're saying is they got to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's some sort of
Yeah.
pudding.
Maybe I pre-ordered retirement, and I'm just like, like this is one of those things that you get with the pre-order.
Oh no! Well, one, we're never going to be able to retire, But also, two, when we retire, they're going to have like avocado ice cream and stuff, right?
Yeah,
They
they're gonna
already
act
do.
like that's what we want.
Yeah.
Coke Zero ice cream.
Yeah.
You know what? We have friends that would probably really like that.
Actually,
Surge ice cream.
Yeah, Red Bull ice cream. Yeah,
yeah, Surge.
yeah, Surge ice cream. Yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't be adverse to trying Surge ice cream. I really liked that soda.
The fact that Mountain Dew's never made ice cream is a travesty.
You're not. I feel.
That's
Okay, I feel like.
certain
I feel like
to be a
Surge and Mountain Dew. You can't make ice cream because it just crystallizes because there's too much sugar in
Well,
it.
hang on a second. So, if it's frozen, could be considered ice cream? So, like, if I get like a frozen Mountain Dew Baja Blast, Is that technically considered ice cream?
That's
think
a
you literally
popsicle.
just said ice cream.
The cream
And
part.
I think
Yeah,
the cream part is the part
It needs
that
some
makes
sort of
it-
air whip.
But
That's
if you
an
got a
icy.
Baja Blast and then you poured half and half in it and then you froze it, I can't argue.
I
with
don't
that,
like this
I suppose.
conversation anymore.
That is disgusting. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, I would probably be down to try some frozen Baja Blast with a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Then it's a float.
Little-
It's not
it's
ice
a float.
cream.
Little
Yeah.
Baja Blast float.
See, I went the
Yeah.
opposite.
Yeah.
But as soon as she said pour some half and half in it, I was like, oh, you know what? Then you could churn it, and then you could totally make ice cream out of it. And I was thinking, you know, what? I would try that. I would try that ice cream just to see what that tasted like.
I don't want to talk about churned Baja Blasts. this is not working for me.
It's not
Ice cream float at best.
It's not blasting your Baja.
No.
No.
No, it's not.
I'm with you, Troy.
It's like Team
I'm on
Rocket
this.
blasting off into space.
Blast away without
Troy,
me.
you know, I've always told you, drink every Baja Blast like it's your Baja last.
Love it. Words to whiz by. Words to live by.
They are. They absolutely are. But let me get into the next topic I want to talk about because this affected me heavily this week. Microsoft held a Halo Infinite showcase. So they're showing off like the new season that was going to be starting and it got a little bit delayed, a couple other things. And then they also threw in there that they're no longer working on couch co-op for the campaign, which is like what? What do you
So fundamentally Halo.
It's
yeah.
fundamentally Halo. Like they didn't have it in the last one, Halo 5 Guardians.
Right.
And so there was a kind of huge uproar. I want to say huge uproar, but I doubt it was. But there was kind of a huge uproar. And so they guaranteed after that, there's always going to be co-op in the rest of them after this.
Okay.
And then when they did Halo Infinite, they're like, all right, we're going to release it, in November, but it won't have couch co-op, but we're still working on it. It's going to happen, maybe in a couple of months, a little bit ways down the line. And then they come out today and they're like, nah, it's just not going to happen. And what?
I can just imagine the board meeting that went on, and they were like, "Okay, so we're gonna put co-op in the game." And like, yeah, couch co-op. And they're like, "Well, what?" And you're like, "No, couch co-op, where they sit on the." And they're like, "You mean the one where they only buy one copy of the game instead of 2 copies of the game? Can you do math, Simon? Of course, we're not doing couch co-op,
Right? Well, I think the real board meeting was like, "Hey, listen, we can continue working on this thing, that maybe." Like 2% of our audience will work on, or we can work on more microtransactions for our multiplayer mode. And I think that's exactly what they said. And I think what they said in the actual thing. They're like, well, we wanted to focus more on the multiplayer mode of the thing. And it's like, yeah, that's where you make more money off of microtransactions. You suck. You suck.
I know developing video games is hard, and you can't always do everything that you always want. But
Of course.
but that's a bummer. That's a
How
bummer.
did that TV show do? The Halo show. I didn't really hear anything about it after the first couple days.
I think that's exactly how well it did, Troy.
First couple episodes, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because Halo's story was always really interesting.
I watched the first episode and I just had trouble like following the story and like trying to get pulled into the actual like show itself. And then Master Chief took off his helmet and it was just the guy from season 2 of The Wire, and I was just like, well, now all of my belief is suspended. Like I don't really want to buy into this show now.
Master Chief doesn't have a face. We all know that. We all know that.
That was definitely the thing. So they definitely went on a different path than the actual story. They did the one thing that they do with a lot of like the video game adaptations or the older ones, where it's just like, hey, sweet, here's all the IP. We just want the characters. Everything
Right,
else that happens
right.
in the game, we can do it better. And it's like you can't. You really just follow the story. There's an actual story to this that people already like.
I mean, I get them giving him a face because it's harder to empathize with someone who's just like a mask.
Sure,
I think that
sure.
you can do that right, but I think it's more difficult. So him being an actor is like understandable. But yeah, I didn't watch it. So
I mean,
guess I can't judge.
They did it really well with The Mandalorian, where like for a
Yeah.
long time you really just empathized with this character without ever seeing his face. To me, Master Chief was always just kind of like this like soldier in the future who I never really saw his face, but I knew he had a master's degree. So like
You knew he was in student debt. That's why he was in the military fighting so hard.
exactly. And then so like the show just kind of went a different way, and the Halo story is already complicated enough to be almost considered a Kojima production.
True.
Like that complicated. So like you don't have to overcomplicate things, but yeah. I never bought into it.
What was it on? Was it Hulu?
And
Paramount
it
Plus.
was Paramount
Oh,
Plus.
Paramount
that's why
Plus,
I never saw it.
Yes.
That makes a lot more sense. And why
Yeah.
I'll probably never see it.
Yeah, it was a kind of high barrier for entry. And then mainly the people that are going to buy into it are the fans. And then if you're not going to do the story, even somewhat remotely close to what they kind of already know, you're like, who is this show for is what it was. I think for me, what was battling that was like, who's this for?
Yeah.
Who is this for? But the major bummer for me was because when it first came out, I was like, all right, maybe I'll play it. And I was like, wait, I'd actually really like to play this with Joe. We could do this on we could stream this and we could play it there. Maybe even stream some of the earlier ones and us playing through them. So now with this, we can't play through it.
Well, yeah, you can. You just buy another Xbox and another Halo and then another streaming setup. And then you guys can totally stream.
Right.
Oh, yeah, totally. And then we could just, we could back-to-back action it. And then...
Okay, now I'm on board. Here's $1,000.
Yeah, you can have a LAN party.
Oh, yeah.
Old
totally.
school LAN party.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been wanting to buy another Xbox for upstairs, but I've been holding off on it. So, maybe.
Still can't even play it that way, though.
I don't know if we talked about this, but Amazon's doing a really cool thing if you want to buy one of the limited editions. I say limited editions, but if you just want to buy one of the new consoles and they're very hard to get a hold of, you can get like on a waiting list. And unlike before where you would get on a waiting list and then you would just be there forever, you get on a waiting list and then they'll email you when they have some and then you have 72 hours to buy it. If you don't buy it, you can jump on the waiting list again. But we did that and we now own a Xbox.
Nice. So that's how you got
I
it.
can confirm that it does work.
Xbox Series X.
It took like a month though.
Oh, yeah?
Like we were there for a while.
And I love that way, though, because A, you have to have an account.
Yeah.
B, while you're waiting for it, they can be checking to see if this is a bot or not.
Yeah.
Whether, whoever did it.
I hope they would check, like, hey, do you have previous purchases?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That way as well. Because I know, like, PlayStation did that with, like, hey, sign up with your PlayStation ID. And we'll, it's not going to be everybody. But, these people, you have 72 hours to purchase it. And I love that system. And I like that with Amazon as well. I'm really glad that they did that. Because we just found ours out in the open. Or no, I ordered mine from Microsoft.
You just found yours just wandering the wild.
But we have,
But we have
if
seen
I had
one.
known you guys were looking for one, we've seen
We saw them out in the
quite
wild.
a few times. We just saw them in the wild, the Series X.
We didn't know we were looking for it.
Fair.
Until
Yeah.
Amazon was like, we have one and you have 72 hours.
It worked. And we did want one.
Yeah, we did want one.
Yeah.
But we were like, going to wait.
Yeah.
Game Pass has made that so worthwhile.
Yeah, that's what
has.
Like everything about Game Pass has made it. I mean,
For real.
Really, it's amazing.
And we already had Game Pass. We're using it on the PC, and it's been fine for like indie games. But there's some non-indie games that
Sure.
like
Troy has to play all of Fable before the new
yeah.
Fable comes out.
some of them are not available on the PC.
Yeah.
And also our computer needs a little tune up. So like having the Xbox Series X that can play some of the more high demanding games is nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely been worth it for us because we were the exact same way. I had it for the PC since day one that it actually could be on there. And then, as we were talking about it, and Joan wanted to play a game or two on it, and I was
Forza.
like, Forza. That's right. She wanted to play Forza. I was
Don't
like,
even
all
have the
right,
two.
all right, let's look into it. Yeah. Then I had the same thing. I was like, oh, I got an alert that they're available on Microsoft. I was like, all right, let's do it. And so we bought one, and it's been worth. And then speaking of the Game Pass, though. They've been testing out in markets that they're going to be doing like a family plan of Game Pass.
Ooh, are we all a family now?
We are definitely
we're going to
family.
be.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
So you can have, I think the way they're doing it is that there's one primary account, kind of like with the Switch family plan, but you can have 4 other people on it, and they can also all be using it at the same time.
Ooh.
And so it looks like in those markets, it's going to be roughly, I think for them, it's like $22 a month, give or take, which means probably here it'd be probably more closer to like 25
Okay.
for their markets. So, but yeah, 25, and you get 5 different people can utilize it all at the same time. It's pretty great.
I'd do it if it would help friends and family save money. I'd do it.
Yeah.
I do it with my Switch right now. Our friend group in general. They're
Oh, yeah,
my
we do that
family.
with our Switch.
Yeah.
If I'm going to pay for this, I'm giving it to 9 people.
Right. As soon as one person pops off, I'm like, who needs one? Do I know anybody who needs it? I need it to be taken up. You want to play that Animal Crossing expansion. Come on now.
It's free. It's free. It's
Exactly.
not free. I paid for it, but now everybody gets it.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, we're already
would want
paying
it
for it because
anyway.
Joe and I already need it, and then we just, we had a couple other people like, all right, sweet, you come on, you
I
come
mean,
on, you come on.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
what we're doing. Unless this is explicitly against the terms of service, in which case, this is a bit.
Yeah.
This
I mean,
is a joke.
it does say friends and family. You guys are
Joke.
definitely friends and family.
Amanda,
The-
you're
the-
so funny.
I know.
The Nintendo one does not have anything in their bylaws where you have to be under one household.
Okay.
No.
Okay, that's nice.
It's-
They know. They know.
They know it's because they're like their kids are gonna go and do other things. Their kids are gonna go to their other friends' houses, and then you're basically saying if it's not from that same IP address, they can't play it there either. Yeah,
I mean-
Switches are handheld.
They gave you 9 slots. There's
know.
there's
They
not
know.
there's not a lot of people out there with 7 kids.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is definitely what they knew it was going to happen. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So right now I think they're testing it out in Ireland and I forget the other. I think maybe Colombia I think as well.
Okay.
Is the 2 places that they're testing it out
That's
right
cool.
now.
Does this mean I have to buy an Xbox?
You don't have to.
You don't have to. You can still utilize it on your PC.
You don't have a
Yay.
Mac, do you?
No.
Okay. See.
I mean, I have one, but yes. I also have a PC.
Yeah, you built it on stream, sir.
I did, yeah. That was a harrowing experience.
See, you golden.
You got this.
You are. And then also speaking of the other flip of the coin, the other side, PlayStation, they just announced their new PlayStation Plus games for September. And when it comes to the free games, the PlayStation 5 one's Toem, which is
Ooh.
the pitcher game, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
hell yeah.
play that for free starting on Tuesday.
I'm excited.
And then they also added some more games to the premium or plus, whatever you want to call it. They added more to that as well, like Deathloop. They added to it.
Oh.
Assassin's Creed, I think Unity they added to it.
Okay.
And a bunch of other like really good games. And it's just like, all right, this is what we wanted. Like these are some games that have been out for like 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
And people, if you haven't played it, play it now. And I think that's definitely what the service can be used for and utilized for. So I think that's pretty awesome. And I think those games are starting September 20th though. So those aren't on Tuesday.
I really like the idea of the larger platforms like highlighting indie games. Like the
Yes.
idea that's like, hey, you're gonna get one of our bigger games, and also like this is a really good indie. I think that's great, especially if they're all doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I love seeing Tome on there. I was like, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe.
I was very excited about it.
You're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of indies on Twitter, and anytime it goes from Twitter to like showcasing on PlayStation, it's like watching one of my kids graduate. It's like, oh, look at how well you're doing. I've been following you on Twitter for years. I'm very excited.
That's awesome. And then also, I believe one of our developers that we've been talking about a lot, Frogwares, their Kickstarter campaign's coming to a close, and they are fully funded, right?
Yes, they fully funded. They unlocked all their tiers, so they're obviously under some restrictions because they're still in an active war zone, but they are going to make the game that they want to make at this time. So
That's
very, very
awesome.
excited.
Yeah, and they got something like 300% or something like
300%
that.
funded for Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, I backed it.
That's really cool.
Yes, did I?
Yeah.
It looks really good. It's Sherlock Holmes. I already mentioned this on podcast, but if you didn't hear previously, it is Sherlock Holmes mixed with a Lovecraftian adventure. So there's going to be like some classic horror elements to it, and it's and they always play a little bit with like the idea of like, is this real or not? So it sounds amazing.
Now,
like that.
I obviously know what you mean when you say Lovecraftian, but for
Yes.
the listeners who don't know what that means,
It's
what?
in the
Yeah.
style of H.P. Lovecraft, who is an author. He writes a very specific style of, I guess we could call it science fiction, but he does like a lot of like occult horror. So if you've seen like Cthulhu is H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes.
Oh, I'm a very big fan of Hewlett Packard Lovecraft.
Okay,
You don't
yeah,
have to tell me
yeah,
about it.
yeah. He does PCs and horror films.
Yeah.
Horror films. Horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
Yeah, if you've seen things with tentacles coming out of like a black hole, that's Lovecraftian right there.
Yes.
And Marvel is actually really big with that. Like they've done like Shumagurath.
Oh my gosh,
and
yeah, it's so cool.
A couple other ones.
Marvel's done because they were monster comics. They're
Yeah.
monster funny books to begin with, so they already had their feet in that realm of like just weird, like funny looking monsters that fight each other. So yeah, the Shumagurath. I don't think they called it Shumagurath.
No,
I
they
think it was,
didn't.
I don't think they can. That's why. And
Oh, true.
I don't think they can do that for the movies. I know they can in the comic books, but they can't do it in the movies because they don't have the rights to them for film.
Troy, what was the TV series that just came out? It was Lovecraft.
Lovecraft Country.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lovecraft
really
Country.
good. It was
Yeah,
really good.
that's right. And that's only got one season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they're only getting one season.
I
too.
know. I was so sad about that when they announced that.
It was good. But it was one of my favorite shows of that year. Great lead.
Great lead. Nice.
There is a really fun thing that was actually brought up on YouTube earlier this week. I had heard of this a few months back, but Matsuhiro Sakurai, he has his own YouTube channel.
And he's the creator.
He's the creator of Smash Brothers and
Okay.
a lot of the Kirby games. So, or a lot of the newer Kirby games.
Gotcha.
And he actually is putting out YouTube videos. And he started, I want to say like maybe just a week and a half ago, like actually now putting the videos out. And it's like being in his mind. It's him showing you like, he's like how some things were created. He's like how moments matter in video games. It's him playing Smash Brothers and showing you different stops and starts for Ryu. It's really interesting. He did a whole breakdown of like Kirby and the Kirby games and how he made them.
Huh.
Like it's literally like, and I think it's called, Matsuhiro Sakurai Creating Games, I think is the name of the YouTube channel. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's like, it's the best parts of whenever he would come on and do one of the Smash reveals for a character.
yeah,
or not.
yeah, yeah.
It's like the best parts of that. And just hearing him interact with whatever it was that he helped create or explaining and diving deep into something that he had a hand in, it's super cool.
Is this like the video game equivalent of like a director's commentary or like a behind the scenes?
Yes.
After the Marvel game's over, of the Marvel series is over, you see like that 1
Yes,
hour.
That's exactly
This
what
is
it
just
is.
1 hour on Kirby.
The making of.
Yeah, the making of.
It's super, super cool. And I do recommend it highly. I had them on all day and and they're not even like terribly long or anything, but they're just, you learn so much and his fun and his personality comes out like really, really
And
well in it.
it's him. It's
It's
not
him.
a Nintendo thing. It's not a company
Right.
thing.
Oh, that's nice.
It's like it's one of the most wholesome channels probably on YouTube right
Oh,
now.
yeah?
He's literally like, hey, like this is just me. I got permission from Nintendo to show some things.
Cool.
And I'm not doing this for money. But so like, don't worry about that. But I
He
have
says
editors.
he's not doing it, but at the end of every episode, he's like and
Like and
subscribe.
subscribe. But he made sure to shout out. He's like, I got editors and I got people working on music, and he's like, I'm gonna pay them out of my own pocket because I think it's gonna be really good to like help people who want to develop games games.
That's nice. It's like
on
a
YouTube.
little
It's
master's class, but
Yes.
for free. That's lovely.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're
That's
yeah,
awesome.
wholesome. And he's like, even if you don't develop games, watch this and it'll make games better.
I love the idea that he's like, okay, please stop asking me these questions. I'm just going to
That's
answer them on this
exactly
YouTube
what
channel.
he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm asked a lot about how to make games. And if I go to lectures are like all right, but you don't reach a lot of people. And like game developer conferences are good, but like that's not really a good place to like teach how to do this. So I'm gonna do YouTube.
That's wonderful.
You're right. That's wholesome to the nth degree.
Wholesome.
Oh yeah, someone could pay me to go to a conference to talk about this, but I just want people to learn it, so I'm just going to put it
Yeah.
in.
And in fact, I'm going to be paying to be doing this because I'm going to have editors and musicians that I'm also going to be paying.
Hopefully he makes enough. I don't know how YouTube works.
He is, I think, at 380,000 followers or subscribers at this point.
He made a point to elect. He's like, I'm not putting ads on here.
Oh, that's
Like,
incredibly nice.
You're gonna just watch these unless you get it before and after. But his opening said that.
At this point in time, whether you opt in for ads or not, YouTube puts ads in. So like if you don't pay for
So
YouTube
it's probably
Premium,
the minimum amount.
It's probably
of ads,
if
yeah.
it's
Right.
I think if it's an 8 to 10 minute video, there's an opening, an ender, and one in the middle usually, and it's just dependent on wherever YouTube decides to put it.
Google's got to get that dollar.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, they do.
They really need it. Too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're not playing things for free. You think they got Google money?
No,
What
but
is the
I
equivalent
do.
of Google money? Is that
Bezos.
Yeah.
what is that?
Oh man,
it's-
there's gonna be a Google currency at one point that would replacing money, a Bitcoin that's just for Google.
Oh.
That's
Yeah,
the end
it's
of,
it's called a Goog.
Oh, I don't like that.
No,
I think that's a slur.
yeah, I don't think we can use that.
I don't like that, sir.
No, you said goog.
He said goog.
Yeah,
Goog.
I don't
It's
like
a
it though.
goog.
It just doesn't roll off the tongue, if you will.
Well, it does when you say googly eye.
Yeah.
See, that's
If you're
fine.
a cookie monster,
googly.
you got
A
googly.
googly's
A
a better-
googly. I
A
think a googly
googly.
is
Oh,
it.
okay, I would pay with a googly.
Yeah.
I would carry
All right,
around
but you know
a
people-
pocket full of googly eyes if I could pay with them.
Oh, it has the amount, you
Right?
but it like bounces.
I cannot wait for the eventual rap songs or like just songs in general we're gonna get that are just like I am so gooey because of how much money I have, and you're just gonna be like, oh god,
It's so googly.
oh god,
Googly.
gooey.
Because they got so much googlies?
Googly.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, we're going with googly, sir.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
gooey.
No, gooey's
You guys
gross.
can go with whatever you want.
We
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you how it is. People are gonna shorten it.
They're gonna shorten them to G's.
They could call them glees. Why do they gotta go with the first syllable?
What?
There's a goo and there's a glee. Glee. Though you were going goo, and I was like, why don't they go glee? This
Let's
is
just
great
keep
content.
saying Google more. This is
Right.
Maybe if we say it enough times, they'll like put us in the upsearch a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're just trying to, laugh about our eventual like overlords and their money. We're gonna be living in Google villages using Google Bucks.
But Bezos is already making those pod houses.
I know, and it's a tough sell. Do I choose between Amazon or Google?
Yeah.
I think Google's gonna have the better Wi-Fi,
I was about to say, Google's the where I would go. They're putting in free fiber everywhere.
but
so
Amazon's gonna have the better stuff to buy.
I could probably use to buy less things. just
I don't know.
Simply
Have you
putting
ever
it out
bought
there.
any of their Amazon Basic stuff? Maybe everything's gonna made out of that Amazon Basic stuff.
That would be horrible.
the HDMI cables they make are okay at best. So yes, we have tried some Amazon Basics. Not so great. Very
You could sit
basic.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna live in their Amazon Basics house, or are you gonna live in their Amazon Prime house? That's what you got to choose between.
I hate this entire conversation we're having. right now.
Yeah. As someone who thrifts furniture, this isn't me.
You brought up the Google money, my friend.
I brought up the Google movie. It was my fault. I apologize.
I blame you both.
I'll share the blame with Hassel. Yeah.
I only
I'll take
tried
half the
to
blame for my own comment.
I only tried to yes and on our video game / comedy / horrors podcast.
Yeah.
This has definitely turned into a horror.
So they call that an accomplice. Cheers.
Great.
We're gonna go apocalyptic themed real quick in this.
Going down and you're coming with me.
So quick.
That's amazing. Well, I think that's a perfect stopping point for this week's episode, because we don't need to talk about anything else when it comes to
the great
corporate
googly
villages.
overlords and the
No, we don't need to go back to the late 1800, early 1900 corporate villages. No, really don't. So that will do it for us this week, everyone. But if you would like to live in the Tasted Dragons village, you can come to find us on the Discord, on some YouTube, on Twitter, all those other fine places. You can find us at Tasted Dragons everywhere. So until then, though, as always, my name is Brian.
My name is Troy.
Amanda.
I'm Hassel.
and I'm Joe.
And we are
The
Taste of Dragons.
Brought to you by Google.
Have a great week, everyone. Oh, no.
Okay, we got that lead. We got that glee money.
We got the gleam on this, right?
Taste of Dragons Gaming Podcast, a podcast for everyone's taste.